Welcome to my channel. Have you ever wondered who among the greatest wizards of the wizarding world possessed the most remarkable magical abilities? In today's video, you will learn why Severus Snape was stronger than both Voldemort and Dumbledore in certain areas of magic. Severus Snape is one of the most memorable, controversial, and tragic characters in the entire Harry Potter saga. For most of the series, he was seen as an antagonist, if not the main villain, then certainly an unpleasant figure. But in the end, the truth about his past changed everything. What once seemed like cruelty and vengeance turned out to be love and devotion. What appeared as coldness and disdain was, in fact, a deep sense of duty and sacrifice. Some even called Snape a coward, but few characters demonstrated more bravery than he did. Deceiving the most dangerous dark wizard of all time for years, how many could have done that? Yet, despite all of this, Snape's incredible magical abilities are often overlooked, and that's a mistake. He was not just a skilled wizard, he was a genius in multiple fields of magic. Let's dive into what made Severus Snape one of the greatest wizards of his time. Severus Snape was born into a troubled family. His mother was a witch, his father a muggle, and their home life was filled with tension. From a young age, Snape was reserved and introverted, struggling with insecurities and poverty. But he was also brilliant. Even before attending Hogwarts, he formed a close bond with Lily Evans, the future mother of Harry Potter. Their friendship, however, was tested when they were sorted into different houses, Snape into Slytherin and Lily into Gryffindor. Despite his love for Lily, Snape gravitated toward a group of Slytherins who later became Death Eaters. He never truly fit in, yet he remained loyal to Voldemort until the Dark Lord made one fatal mistake. When Voldemort killed Lily, Snape was devastated. In her memory, he secretly allied with Dumbledore, dedicating his life to protecting Harry, even if it meant acting as a double agent for both sides. His final moments were spent ensuring Harry had everything he needed to defeat Voldemort once and for all. But what truly set Snape apart was his mastery of magic. He was not just an exceptional wizard, he was a prodigy. As a student, he was already inventing his own spells, something no other Hogwarts student had ever done. His skill in potions was unmatched, surpassing even the most talented alchemists. He was a formidable duelist, a master of dark arts, and a true expert in magical defenses. Snape's knowledge of the dark arts was deeper than even Dumbledore's. The headmaster often sought his counsel on the subject, recognizing Snape's unparalleled expertise. But what made Snape even more impressive was his ability to counter dark magic. No one in Hogwarts history taught defense against the dark arts as effectively as he did. When it came to curses, Snape was in a league of his own. He was the only wizard capable of delaying Dumbledore's death after the headmaster was struck by a deadly curse from Voldemort's Horcrux. He was also the only one who could neutralize the powerful curse placed on Katie Bell. And then there was occlumency, the ability to shield one's mind from intrusion. Voldemort was a master of legilimency, the art of reading minds, but Snape outclassed even him in mental defenses. The Dark Lord, despite his immense power, never once saw through Snape's deception. For years, Snape stood before Voldemort, lied to his face, and never got caught. That alone makes him one of the most skilled wizards of all time. In the end, Snape surpassed Dumbledore in at least 2 fields of magic and outmatched Voldemort in 1. That alone secures his place as one of the greatest wizards in history. Severus Snape's brilliance extended far beyond the subjects he officially taught at Hogwarts. He was not just an exceptional potions master and a skilled duelist. He was an innovator, a strategist, and a survivor. His mind operated on a level few could match, and his ability to manipulate magic was as impressive as his ability to manipulate people. Yet despite all this, most people in the wizarding world underestimated him. From a young age, Snape's fascination with magic was different from that of his peers. While others focused on learning spells from textbooks, Snape sought to improve them, modify them, and even create his own. He was never satisfied with simply memorizing existing knowledge. He wanted to push the boundaries of magic itself. His personal notes in the Half-Blood Prince's Potions book reveal the depth of his genius. He found ways to brew potions more efficiently than their original recipes suggested, altering measurements and techniques to create more powerful effects. This was not just talent, it was the mark of someone who understood magic on an instinctive level. His spellcraft was equally remarkable. The incantations he invented were not simple parlor tricks, but dangerous and effective pieces of magic. Sectum Sempra, his most infamous creation, was devastating. It could slice through an opponent as if an invisible sword had been wielded against them, causing severe wounds with a mere flick of a wand. And yet, despite the brutality of this curse, Snape also developed the counter-curse to heal its effects, something no one else had ever managed to do. This duality, the ability to both destroy and heal, was a testament to his mastery. Beyond spell creation, Snape's abilities in non-verbal and wandless magic were exceptional. While most wizards relied heavily on verbal incantations, Snape often cast spells without speaking, a skill that required immense focus and control. He could disarm opponents before they had a chance to react, neutralize threats with a mere movement of his hand, and perform powerful magic with precision. His wandless capabilities were not often displayed, but in the rare moments they surfaced, they demonstrated just how formidable he truly was. His strategic mind was perhaps his greatest weapon. He did not merely react to situations, he was always several steps ahead. His work as a double agent was not just about deception, it was about careful planning, precise execution, and an unparalleled ability to read people. He had to maintain Voldemort's trust while secretly working against him. He had to convince Dumbledore of his loyalty while keeping certain truths hidden even from him. This delicate balancing act required an intelligence and resilience that few possessed. Even his dueling style reflected his intellect. Snape was not the type of wizard to engage in flashy, prolonged battles. He fought with efficiency, taking opponents down quickly and decisively. When he faced Harry in the Astronomy Tower after killing Dumbledore, he effortlessly blocked every attack without breaking a sweat. He did not waste energy, he did not allow emotion to cloud his judgment. Every movement was calculated, every spell precisely chosen for the situation. He understood the weaknesses of those he faced and exploited them without hesitation. His knowledge of healing magic was another underrated aspect of his abilities. While not a traditional healer, he possessed a deep understanding of how to counteract curses and poisons. This was evident in the way he extended Dumbledore's life after he was cursed by the ring Horcrux. No ordinary wizard could have done that. Even in a world filled with magical remedies, Snape's skill in this area stood out as extraordinary. One of the most overlooked aspects of his power was his ability to endure. Magic is not just about raw skill or intelligence, it is about strength of will. Snape carried the burden of unbearable grief and guilt for years, yet he never wavered in his mission. He lived in constant danger, surrounded by enemies on both sides, forced to maintain an act that could collapse at any moment. The mental fortitude required to live under such pressure, never slipping, never betraying his true feelings, was beyond what most wizards could handle. He had no luxuries, no moments of respite. While other members of the Order of the Phoenix had support systems, friends, family, places of safety, Snape had no one. He operated alone, his only solace being the memories of a woman who no longer lived. And yet he never gave up. Even when Dumbledore asked him to kill him to shoulder the weight of that final act, Snape obeyed. Not because he wanted to, but because he understood it was necessary. Snape's final moments only solidified his legacy. Even as he lay dying, he thought not of himself, but of his mission. He did not beg for help, nor did he express regret for his choices. Instead, he gave Harry the memories that would reveal the truth, memories that would ultimately lead to Voldemort's downfall. Even in death, Snape remained a step ahead, ensuring that his sacrifices would not be in vain. And so the question remains, was Severus Snape stronger than Voldemort and Dumbledore? Strength is not just about magical power, it is about intelligence, resilience, and the ability to endure suffering for a greater cause. Snape surpassed Dumbledore in his knowledge of the dark arts. He surpassed Voldemort in occlumency. He was a better duelist than most, a spell inventor, a master potion maker, a strategist, and a survivor. The wizarding world never truly recognized his greatness. To most, he remained a bitter, unpleasant man, a professor who was feared rather than respected. But those who look deeper see the truth. Severus Snape was not just a skilled wizard, he was one of the most extraordinary magic users of his time. His strength lay not just in his abilities, but in his choices. In the end, he proved that true power is not about domination or control. It is about sacrifice, love, and the willingness to protect others, even at the cost of one's own